Hey, welcome back to The Rate We Hike. My name is Mike Shanley with Walnut Peak Financial Consulting, and today we're going to be discussing 403B plans, which is a unique retirement vehicle to predominantly teachers and people that work for nonprofit organizations. My affiliation with my broker-dealer, Lincoln Investment, allows me to work with a lot of these individuals. So I cover school districts in Massachusetts as well as Rhode Island. And as employees of public schools and nonprofit organizations, these types of employees are offered plans which are called TSAs or tax shelters accounts, which is really just kind of a long way of saying 403B plans. Also, the ability to talk about these accounts kind of covers some of the benefits of other retirement accounts. And what I mean by that is the ability to do payroll contributions into your retirement account, as well as the tax deferral benefits of those accounts as well. Now, when you're talking about doing the contributions, for example, with school districts, they typically have multiple investment providers that they can choose from. The schools will do that. And then you have the ability to choose your investment provider, in which case you then also choose the investments inside of that investment vehicle. Now, typically these individuals also have access to pensions. And so the question that typically comes up is, why would I invest in a 403B if I have access to lifetime income afterwards? The other things to take into consideration is that the investments outside of that would be Social Security and your pension that you have access to. A lot of states don't offer Social Security to people that collect pensions, and even within some states, it's a district by district decision. And so I think the thing to take into account is that most experts estimate that you will probably need about 80% of your pre-retirement income each year in retirement. But when you look at those sources of income, for example, the pension and Social Security, those things you're not really in control of. And so to give you a full example of that, I want you to take a look at something a consulting firm put together, Bellwether Consulting. So the first visual you're looking at is actually a complementary piece. So the 80% of your pre-retirement income that you need, about 67% of that is going to come from Social Security and or pensions. So as I mentioned before, for schools, Social Security is not only a state-by-state decision, but it can be a district-by-district decision. So on top of that, when you look at Social Security, I'm sure you're aware. If you're not aware, it's underfunded, it's directionless. It's been a main priority for literally every presidential campaign, and they haven't figured anything out. So it continues to be a priority for every president, and they don't do anything about it. And then there's, of course, your pension. So this is the part the Bellwether Consulting firm put together. So when you look at it, if you do lean on your pension, I would say do it cautiously. So I did mention earlier, I cover 2 districts. This takes into account a few different things: ability to pay, cost of living adjustments, what their benefits look like, etc. And so this is how my 2 states ranked. Obviously, there's a scale. Some states do better than others, but some of the pensions don't do a particularly good job at providing great benefits for their teachers. And so at this point, if you're relying on your pension and Social Security, maybe you don't even have state Social Security and you're relying on your pension, 67% of the 80% you need is in flux. And so now you have to rely on the things that you have control over, such as a 403B, an IRA, personal savings. And so that's why it's heavily suggested that you put money away into a 403B. Now, it's not like maybe a 401k where you necessarily get contributions from employers. In some cases you do, but this is something that you do have control over. Now, every dollar contributed to your 403B can reduce your taxable income by a dollar for dollar basis. So for example, if you contribute $200 per month for 12 months, your taxable income is reduced by $2,400. So this saves you $600 if you're in a 22% tax bracket. Most states also permit this reduction for state income tax purposes. Roth 403Bs do not offer the tax advantages up front like a traditional 403B, but obviously it does have tax advantages on the back end when you go to withdraw that money. So for what option might be best for you, contribution limits, which actually increase for next year in 2023, or just for how to get started, please feel free to reach out for me. Click that subscribe button and also click on the notification bell to find out how to stay up to date on the most relevant information that I can be putting out for you. To find out more information on Walnut Peak Financial Consulting, or to contact or to follow any other social media outlets, please click the links in the description below. I want to thank you again for joining us here today, and we'll see you soon.